All right, welcome. The steaks are broiled, and here they are. They look lovely. I don't know how they taste. I hope they're still fresh enough to not make me ill. They're resting, so I'm gonna let them rest. And while they rest, they're still cooking. Actually, the funny thing is, I don't have a meat thermometer here, but I believe, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I believe the temperature of those steaks is actually still rising. Isn't that incredible? Still rising. Anyway, that may or may not be true. I believe it is true, but while we contemplate that, or while you contemplate that, I'm going to get these eggs going. Give me some eggs. I was going to do the bacon and eggs. I've got 2 packs of bacon in the fridge. I got to deal with that before that becomes very old also. But I think I'm going to have some steak and eggs tonight. And yeah. Question is, which steak am I going to eat and which steak am I going to put aside for tomorrow? Because I got a small, thicker one, and I have a bigger, flatter one. But even I think the bigger, flatter one still has more matter. Excuse me. That's pepper. I think the bigger, flatter one has more steak material from a scientific point of view. So 4 eggs and a steak. I might have to go with the thicker, smaller one, even though the thinner, flatter one is probably more overcooked. And if I were to reheat that tomorrow, I'd actually be cooking it even more. And do I want an overcooked steak? That is the question. To be or not to be? That is what Hamlet was going on about. For me, I'm going on with the to overcook or not to overcook. That is my more pressing question of the matter. To be or not to be? I'll think about that some other time. So far, I've always chose to be. Because if I choose not to be, I guess that's the end of time for me. I guess that's what Hamlet's going on about. To be or not to be. To live or to die. To destroy oneself or to continue in his, I guess, lousy life. His life must be lousy if he's contemplating to be or not to be. That is the question for Hamlet. And I don't really remember the story of Hamlet all that much. I know that it doesn't have anything to do with ham. Let that sink in. Let it sink in. Anyway, not important. Let's stir up some trouble while we stir up some eggs. Oh my, am I ever tired. Did I mention I had like 1 hour sleep today? And this is daylight savings times, which means this is a 25-hour day. This is a 25-hour day. So I am tired. In the pan goes the cackleberries, freshly skinned cackleberries. They have a very brittle skin, Some call it a shell. A turtle would probably not call it a shell. A turtle would say, "Oi, mate, that's not a shell. Here's a shell." That's a little Crocodile Dundee humor, since, you know, crocodiles and turtles are both reptiles. I figured it was only fitting to tell a reptile joke. Crocodile Dundee, get it? Well, actually, Crocodile Dundee is not a reptile. He's a human. But crocodiles are reptiles. Crocodiles are reptiles. And they're not lizards. And they're not dinosaurs. They are crocodilians. Put a little pepper in the stepper. Now, should I have eggs? I mean, should I have cheese with the eggs? I'm going to have cheese with the eggs, and I'll tell you why. Last time I shredded a block of cheese, for those of you who witnessed what I'm about to lay down, it took forever to go through that block of cheese. It seemed like I was eating an endless pile of shredded cheese. So I'm gonna dine on some of this cheese. I probably shouldn't. I probably don't need it. I'm probably fat enough, even though I did 7 5-minute rounds of boxing today that I'm proud of, and it was quite easy. I wish I lifted some weights, and I wish I stretched, and it would have been nice if I also rode the bike, but that's it. I haven't been doing that stuff. This cast iron pan is still very hot to touch, so I got a lot of grease. Got a lot of grease here, so I'm going to pour that out into the grease jar. I fill up one of these grease jars with my cooking, and then when it's full, I like to put it in a box and send it to the Prime Minister, because you can send a package to the Prime Minister and you don't have to pay postage. So what better way to get rid of your used up cooking grease? Bacon grease, old spent oil, whatever just came off those steaks. I'll put a lid on that, put it in a box, send it up to our friend in Ottawa, Mr. Trudeau, and say, enjoy. How do you like that? I suggest everybody do the same. Maybe if he gets enough jars of grease, he'll realize that people don't like him all that much, and maybe he'll retire. Why did you retire, Prime Minister? Well, it was all those jars of grease they kept sending me. I got the message. You don't send jars of grease to people you like. I think those steaks are rested sufficiently. I'm going to turn off the heat on these eggs. I'm going to flip that shortly, but I want to test the oven broiled method of meat cooking and see how it turned out. I know you people are just as curious as me, so let's slice into one of these bad boys and, oh my Lord, it's like butter. It's like butter. Oh my gosh, that looks tasty. That looks tasty. I'm gonna eat me some of this here meat. I cannot wait. Let's have a look. Just like Cypher in the Matrix. See? I know this steak isn't real. I know that when I eat it, my brain is just crunching up digital zeros and ones and Kenji and stuff. But my brain doesn't understand that. Dang, Mr. Smith, plug me back into the Matrix. Dang, I can eat me some of them steaks. Woo! Broiling them steaks. I suggest you try that at home. You turn on the broiler on high, okay? You want the broiler element no more than 4 inches. 4 inches, so what's that? 10 centimeters? No more than 10 centimeters or so away from the meat. And then you broil it, man. You broil it. You do 5.5 or 6 minutes on one side and 5 on the other, if your steak is roughly an inch thick. Thinner steak, subtract a minute for every ½ inch. All right, and this isn't rocket science. You know, all you Poindexters with your notebooks and your number 2 pencils, HB pencils in Canada, number 2 pencils in the US. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be overly scientific about your timings, because, you know, your stove might be a little hotter than mine, things like that. Just cook it. If you have a meat thermometer, you want to inject that, and I think you want to make sure it is no less than 135 degrees. I could be wrong there, but if memory serves, that is how hot it should be. So right now, I'm going to have me this here 4 egg and cheese omeletoid, and this small ambassador steak. Okay, this is called an ambassador cut steak, also known as a Manhattan steak or a New York strip loin or a Kansas City strip, something like that. It's all the same thing. It literally has multiple names. So we're going to end it here. I'll blow out the candle. So, till next time, thank you for joining me. Hope you had a good time. No, I am not drunk. I am just extremely tired. So if I'm acting a little silly, if I'm acting a little wacky, it is lack of sleep, okay? I am dropping. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got some information. Try grilling one in the broiler. So till next time, who loves you, baby? This guy, don't forget it. Remember, you're somebody's favorite person in this world. Probably mine. So till next time, love you and goodbye.